In this episode of the Cretaceous Campcast, I've got the season 1 finale of Community Q&A. Who's the guest and what does that mean? Stick around and find out. Hello and welcome to the Cretaceous Campcast. I'm Cretaceous Dave, and this is a podcast all about Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous and Jurassic World Chaos Theory. In this episode, I've got another community Q&A, and I'm calling it the Season 1 finale because this is the last one I've got a set of answers for. I'm going to come up with all new questions, and we're going to kick it off and call it Season 2. Just having a little fun with it. But before I get into who the guest is this week for the community Q&A, I've got some Chaos Theory toy updates. In the US, the online retailer Big Bad Toy Store has the first wave of Wild Roar Chaos Theory toys in stock and shipping. In fact, I've got them all, and I'm going to make a small video showing them off. Just a warning, if I'm not going to say what the dinosaurs are, just in case they're spoilers. You know, a lot of times with toys, they can just be in packaging and not necessarily in the show. However, on the BBTS website, it does say as featured in the animated series Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. So there's a good chance that these particular dinosaurs will show up in the show. So I'm not going to say what they are just to avoid spoilers if people aren't interested in that sort of thing. If you are interested, go to bigbadtoystore.com, search for Chaos Theory, and they'll show up. Last time I looked, they were all still in stock, but who knows? You know, maybe people like myself are jumping on them and maybe they're sold out already. I'm not sure, but I do have mine. I'm super excited to show you guys. But again, I will say it's potentially spoilers, so don't watch the video if you don't want to know what they are. But just wanted to let people know Chaos Theory toys are hitting store shelves, maybe not retail stores, but the online stores. So if you are looking to get a head start on the toys or maybe see what dinosaurs they are, head over to bigbadtoystore.com. They're not a sponsor. I get nothing out of mentioning them. It's just that's the only place I know of for sure that has the toys right now, other than the Mattel headquarters store in California. They also have the same dinosaurs. So if you saw the video of someone in that store, you'll know what these dinosaurs are. But if not, like I said, if you're interested, head to bigbadtoystore.com and you can find out what they are. And I don't know, I think some of them look pretty cool. Let me know what you think if you check them out. All right, on to the episode. Like I said, I'm calling this the season 1 finale of Community Q&A. What do I mean by that? Well, early on when I asked about Community Q&A, I had a handful of folks come to me and say, hey, I wouldn't mind answering these questions. So, you know, all of these people, I sent the questions to them all. They all recorded their answers and sent them to me. And I've been going every other week, going through them and releasing them for you guys, alternating a non-community Q&A episode, community Q&A episode. And this is the last one that I already had pre-recorded and sent to me. So I'm calling this the end of season 1. And I'm going to come up with a new set of questions. And if anybody else is interested in community Q&A, we'll kick that off and call it season 2. Just having a little fun with it, you know. And so you're wondering, who is my guest for the season 1 finale of community Q&A? Well, this is a really fun person, someone that's very passionate about Jurassic. And, you know, he's just a really cool guy. So this week for community Q&A, I would like to welcome Krust, who you may know as @CrustaceanPlays on Twitter, and he's also got his own YouTube channel. So let's see what Krust has to say about the community Q&A questions. Okay, let's get going. First question: What's your favorite human character in Camp Cretaceous?
I would probably have to say it's Darius. Mainly for the fact that like Darius is like the kind of the best representation of like who I was when I was a kid, like with dinosaurs, like just being so fascinated with them. Like I almost see myself in Darius when I watch him in Camp Cretaceous. Like he's so giddy about like dinosaur knowledge and dinosaur like everything to do with dinosaurs basically. That like that's the reason he's probably my favorite character in Camp Cretaceous in general. Yeah.
Who's your favorite non-human character in Camp Cretaceous?
Probably it would definitely have to be Bumpy. I think that's probably a lot of people's answers as well. Probably Bumpy. Bumpy is just completely adorable, and yes, she can be compared to basically a lapdog, but I don't care really. She's absolutely adorable, and like probably like one of my favorite additions to the whole Jurassic Park franchise in general. Yeah, she's like her relationship with Ben is just so sweet, and like I really hope we get to see her again. I genuinely hope we get to see her again, and maybe in Chaos Theory, or maybe even a movie down the line or something like that.
What is your favorite episode or scene from Camp Cretaceous?
I don't know my favorite episode because I can't really remember like what happens in each episode. Like I haven't watched it that much to kind of like recognize what's in each one. But if I had to like pick out one scene or even a few scenes, because there's so many, because I genuinely do love Camp Cretaceous. One of them would definitely have to be Ben and Bumpy versus the Carnotaurus. For as silly and over the top as that scene is, I think it's so bombastic in action and just so wacky that I can't help but love it. And it kind of shows like a full character arc for Ben in general. Like, he goes from this really scared, like, bit of a wimp basically to fighting a goddamn Carnotaurus with a spear with a pit Ankylosaurus on his back. Like, that is just awesome. Like, that. What other franchise could you get where that happens? Well, there's probably a few else, but you get what I mean. Another scene I was thinking of was perhaps maybe the Mosasaurus scene when it's attacking the boat. I think that's just like generally terrifying, when they're leaving the island and it comes up on the radar. I think that scene is just generally terrifying. I kind of wish we had more of the Mosasaurus in general in the Jurassic World trilogy and franchise in general. I wish we had more Mosasaurus. But honestly, there were so many scenes to pick from that I genuinely can't even think at the moment about which ones I would definitely be like, oh yeah, that's my favorite, because there's so many. But yeah, those two, the first thing that comes to mind, I would say.
If you could change one thing about Camp Cretaceous, what would it be?
There was one thing I would majorly change about the show, and that would be have Site C, or Manticore Island, be Isla Sorna. I think, in my personal opinion, I think making it an entirely new island was just not needed. I think you easily could have told this story of season 4 and 5 on Isla Sorna, because, fans have been wanting Isla Sorna to come back for ages. It's been gone since Jurassic Park 3, basically, and, it's only been mentioned here and there in little tidbits. So I think having season 4 and 5 actually be set on Site B would have rejuvenated a lot of fans and actually watching the show again. So yeah, and as well as that, you have the Spinosaurus anyway, so it would have made sense that it was already on Isla Sorna to begin with, instead of having it be transported to this new island with domes and everything like that. Because the environment of Site B and Isla Sorna is vastly different to Isla Nublar. It's a lot more dense with those big redwood trees and stuff like that. And I don't know if it's the south or north side of the island. I forget which one, but the really dense jungle that you see in Jurassic Park 3, that could have been a really cool environment for the kids to be in. And still, Site C is still cool. Manticore Island it's interesting, but I generally would have loved to have seen Site B in this show instead of Manticore Island.
What are your overall thoughts on Camp Cretaceous as a series?
I genuinely loved Camp Cretaceous. I looked forward to every season as they were coming out. I was a bit skeptical at first, obviously, because DreamWorks are known for making very kiddie shows sometimes. So I thought it was going to be like a really baby show. But by the end of the season, I was already hooked. By the end of the season, I was like fully on board with seeing where these characters go. And I think a franchise such as Jurassic Park really does need a TV show like this, especially for the younger generations, because I know Jurassic Park, the original, was a lot of older generation fans, but with Jurassic World coming out, there's a very young generation coming up now, such as myself even, you know, when Jurassic World came out, I was only like 12 years old, I think I was. Jesus. So I think, you know, for like people that age to have a show like Camp Cretaceous to grow up on, you know, it creates new memories, and I think that that's the best part of Camp Cretaceous as a whole. In terms of, you know, just, you know, for older fans or just myself watching it, yeah, there are a few problems, you know, such as season 4 and 5 getting a bit too wacky with the mind control. I don't personally mind it, but, you know, and when you introduce stuff like robot dogs and robot dinosaurs, it's that goes a bit too far for me. I know I just said, you know, I love the Condotors versus Ben with a spear, but which is probably even further than, you know, robot dinosaurs. But that was just one aspect I didn't really enjoy, and I really hope they kind of abandon that idea, because it's awesome. I would personally like to come back. But all in all, I think Camp Cretaceous is just a really well-made show. You know, there's a few animation errors here and there, but overall, you know, I mean, what show doesn't have animation errors? It really helped to bridge that arc between Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. It really give at least me, you know, it really helped give, you know, more content with that long wait between Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, obviously. But yeah, overall, I genuinely love it. I haven't gone back to watch it. I usually don't do that with newer shows, really. That's just me personally. But if someone wanted to watch it, I would definitely watch it with them. It is. I think it's a really good show. I really do enjoy it. Yeah.
What would you like to see in Chaos Theory?
What do I not want to see? Where do I even begin with this question? Well, first of all, obviously, I would like to see all the kids return and, you know, come together again. I think the group dynamic of Camp Cretaceous really helped it. But yeah, I would love to see all the kids just return together, even if it's like, you know, for a final episode or something like that. You know, maybe even keep them separate from episode to episode or something like that. I would love to see some legacy characters return. I don't know if that'll happen. I don't think that, you know, the OG trilogy characters are going to show up, like Ian Malcolm or Anna Grant. But I would love to see Kayla Watts return. She was my favorite character from Dominion. I think she's a genuinely really good character. Probably my favorite character from Dominion in general. But I would like to see Chaos Theory go a bit of a darker route than Camp Cretaceous. Camp Cretaceous did have dark scenes. Like, it wasn't kitty all the time, you know, especially with those two hunters getting, you know, mauled by, was it Rexy or was it the Baryonyx? Like, I can't remember. That was, I want more of that. Give me more of that. That is genuinely good stuff. So more of that, please. I would like to see probably less mind control-y kind of stuff. You know, I think that kind of arc is done now, unless they're planning to do more with it. I don't know. Really enough, I actually would like to see more hybrids. I know, like, a lot of people, you know, despise the hybrids, like the Indoraptor and the Indominus Rex, and the Scorpius Rex. And for a while, I was also kind of done on it, but when I saw the Scorpius Rex in season 3 of Camp Cretaceous, I was like, whoa, you can do so much more with this country, because that thing was a genuine monster. And it kind of plays into that, like, you know, humans trying to control nature with genetics and all that shit. You know, that animal was a pure creation of that kind of concept. If I'm making any sense here, probably not. So I actually think I would love to see more hybrids. More grotesque hybrids. You know, show that, you know, this isn't a right thing to do. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I would love to see in Chaos Theory that I won't, like, you know, go on for you, just so I'll move on to the next one.
Which of the Nublar 6 do you think might show up in Chaos Theory?
I believe all of them will. I mean, we know Darius is coming back, for one. But I genuinely think we'll at least see every single one to some degree, even if it's a mention or, you know, cameo, you know, on like a video call or something like that. Because I remember at the end of Camp Cretaceous, I think Brooklyn was exploring Lockwood Manor, so that could go somewhere. I don't know about Sammy and Yasmin. Maybe they'll be excluded. You know, they're off doing their own thing together. I definitely think we'll see Kenji. Mainly for the fact that, you know, Darius and Kenji are kind of living. Aren't they living together? Yeah, they're living together now, aren't they? Yeah. Ben, I would like to see Ben return, but I don't know if. It depends on if Bumpy is in the show. If Bumpy is in the show, then Ben will definitely show up. But I would say everyone excluding Yasmin and Sammy have a very highly likelihood of coming back. But I definitely do think at least every single one of them will get, a main mention or something like that.
Are there any characters from the World Trilogy you would like to see in Chaos Theory?
Yes, like I said previously, I would love to see Kayla Watts come back. I think Kayla was a genuinely amazing character in Dominion, was really funny, and it was my favorite character in that movie. I don't think I like Owen Grady. I think Owen Grady's probably my least favorite character from the World Trilogy. I won't lie, apart from his relationship with Blue. I would love to see Claire come back. I do love Claire. But I'm just trying to think. I don't really know if. I mean, I would love to see Soyeon. I'm probably pronouncing the name wrong. Soyeon. Forget her name. Girl that controls the Atrociraptors. Her. I would love to see her come back. She was a really, really cool villain for the Malta section of Dominion. I think you can do a lot with her. I want to see more of her story, and how she even came to be in control of these, trading things with the dinosaurs. She could be a really good threat. I mean, know that the Atrociraptors are coming back anyway, so it's probably high likelihood that Serena is going to be in the show. But I think that's all that I would like to come back. I think seeing Maisie would be cool. Having Maisie actually interact with the kids would be really cool. There would be around the same age, maybe. But yeah, apart from that, I can't really think of too many people that I'd be like, yes, I want from the World Trilogy at least to be back. Apart from Kayla and Serena.
Do you have any expectations for Chaos Theory?
Not really. No, I don't really have any expectations at all. I just hope it's good, really. I just hope it's good. I hope it delivers on an aspect of Dominion that kind of faltered, in my opinion. When Dominion was being advertised and everything like that, it was like, dinosaurs in our world. I thought the actual story of Dominion was going to be, dinosaurs actually, being out in the world and causing chaos and havoc, and how can we deal with them? And I know it still delivered on that, but not to the degree that I wanted it to. So I hope Chaos Theory focuses on that more and, blows it up to massive proportions. Show how these animals are really affecting daily life, like going to the store for a pint, like a pint. Going to a bar for a pint of beer, and you've got a T-Rex on your tail. Show stuff like that, like how these things are interrupting daily life. Show how the Mosasaurus is stopping trading routes. How do you deal with that? And I don't know if it's going to be a wide kind of look at the world with dinosaurs living in it, because there is in it, so maybe we'll focus on one location. But yeah, I would like to see Chaos Theory really incorporate that aspect of Dominion even more so than Dominion did itself. If that makes any sense. I'm probably just rambling, but oh well.
And can you tell everyone anything you might be working on, where to find or follow you, what you've been up to, etc.?
If anyone listening to this, I'm Krust. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on YouTube. I make Jurassic Park trailers and tributes and stuff like that. I'm not really working on anything at the moment. Bit of demotivation at the moment, so just trying to work that up to get more content out. But yeah, thank you for having me on, Dave. It's been really cool just expressing my opinions of Camp Cretaceous. Hope I delivered some good answers, and yeah, that's all for me. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much to Krust for taking time out of his busy schedule to answer some community Q&A questions for me. Like you heard, he's got a YouTube channel, so definitely check him out there. If you don't follow @CrustaceanPlays on Twitter, please do. He's a really cool guy, and he likes to have fun, and, he loves Jurassic. So definitely check him out. Like I mentioned, this is the season 1 finale for community Q&A. I do not have any others. There are a couple people I was waiting on, but they haven't gotten back to me yet. So there'll be season 1 bonus episodes if they do get back to me, or I could send them the updated questions and they can be season 2 guests. But if anyone out there is interested in participating in community Q&A, please reach out to me at Cretaceous_Dave on Twitter, or the podcast at JP_Campcast on Twitter. And speaking of Twitter, this is your weekly reminder that we currently have the Cretaceous Countdown going on. That is every day at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We are watching one episode of Camp Cretaceous all the way up until the start of Chaos Theory. And we just kicked off season 3, which I'm sure I'm not alone in thinking is the unquestionable best season of Camp Cretaceous. I mean, I like it more than most of the Jurassic movies. That's how much I like season 3. There's just so many great things about it, from the horror elements to the score to some of the character growth to the callbacks to Jurassic Park. There are just so many cool things about this season. Everything about it I love so much. So please join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern as we rewatch Camp Cretaceous one episode at a time. And if you follow along at JP_Campcast, you could tweet along with us live while we're watching the show using the hashtag Cretaceous Countdown. And you know what? If you can't watch at 1 o'clock, we still encourage you to watch whenever. We're encouraging everyone to do a Camp Cretaceous rewatch and catch up on it so you're all fresh and caught up when Chaos Theory comes out on May 24th. That's right, we are 5 weeks away now from May 24th. It's coming quick, and rewatching Camp Cretaceous kind of eases that pain a little bit and makes it come a little bit quicker, I think. All right, that's about all I have for this episode. Thank you once again to Krust. And if you haven't been watching Camp Cretaceous, I recommend a rewatch. Like I just said, you can follow along at JP_Campcast on Twitter. You can also find the podcast at Cretaceous Campcast on Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. And me, I am at Cretaceous_Dave on Twitter if you want to follow me, but I'm not as exciting as the Campcast account. But anyway, like I mentioned in last week's episode, we were looking to get to 200 Instagram followers, and we hit it. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for the new followers we have. And I would still like to get up to 100 subscribers on YouTube by the time Chaos Theory comes out. Still got a ways to go there. We're hovering around like 80 or 81. I'm not sure. But if you're watching this on YouTube and you don't subscribe, please subscribe. Then you'll be notified of new episodes when they come out. And I'm going to start putting other stuff on YouTube that's not podcast episodes. Like I mentioned about the Chaos Theory toys, there's going to be a video going up in the next day or two. Actually, by the time this episode comes out, it might already be out there. I don't know. So apologies if the toys video is old news. But, I plan on doing more stuff like that. A couple shorts and some small videos to go just on YouTube, not full podcast episodes. So if you only listen to the audio podcast, I do recommend you check out our YouTube channel at Cretaceous Campcast, because I am going to be uploading more content there. I'm going to try to be active on TikTok, also at Cretaceous Campcast, but I'm just really struggling to bring myself, to using TikTok. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to put any of the small YouTube videos and the shorts and stuff like that. I'm going to try to put them on TikTok as well. So patience with me, guys, while I try to figure out the whole TikTok thing. But anyway, thank you all for watching or listening, and I'll see you all next time. Stay safe, stay Jurassic, and have a great one. So long.